Hello and welcome back to my channel, and today I'm going to show you how to decorate this mini antler. If you've been doing macrame for a while now, you won't usually need a measuring tape if you're already familiar with the measurements. I usually use my wingspan, which is 60 inches, and since I'm doing a scraggly look, I'm going to stick to that length. This part right here can be tricky because the pointy part of the antler is heavier than the rest. So you want to tie the string in the right place. So when you hang it, it will rest on the wall and doesn't slump or slouch. You want it steady and flushed against the wall. And since this antler is irregular in shape, again, you want to put the string on the right parts of the antler. So I basically just tied overhand knots and put the other end of the string in between the 2 points. And I just want to note that each antler is unique, so this is not a one-size-fits-all type deal. You'll have to be able to figure out where to tie the string. So this is what it looks like right now. It's not slouching or falling, and it seems secure now. Then I added 5 lark's head knots on each side, and this is not your normal lark's head knots. This is a variation. Normally you would just pull tight after you've inserted it in the loop, but this one you will twist the loop and bring the 2 strands in the loop or through the loop and pull tight, as you can see. I like using this because it provides more security compared to the normal one. So now that I have tied all the lark's head knots, I am going to add the diamond pattern, and I'm starting on the 3rd lark's head knots and split it in 2, working double half hitches to the left. Then I'm gonna do the same thing on the right side. And then I tied a square knot in the middle. So I'm just basically doing the same thing that I did above, but with the structure reversed as in a mirror. So now I'm going to close the diamond by doing double half hitches all the way down. Then I start the second half of the diamond by counting the 5th one from the top and use that as the foundation. Once again, I'm going to tie a square knot in the middle. And repeat the steps that I did above, and this should complete the right side of the pattern. I'm not gonna close the very end of the diamond, and you'll know why later. So if you've noticed that there is a slant dividing the diamonds, you should do an opposite one for the left side. That's just something that I want to do because I think it's neater and more symmetrical. So now I'm gonna grab 2 strands from each side and I'm gonna tie a square knot. I'm just gonna tie it in the center, at the same time paying attention to the size of the spaces for both sides. And then I'm gonna tie 2 square knots on the next row and 1 square knot on the third row to make it look like a diamond. So if you could remember why we didn't close the diamonds, is because we're going to close it this way. I'm just tying double half hitches all the way to the middle. And then I'm doing the same thing for the other side. Now I'm just gonna tie half of the hitch and we're gonna move on to the next row. I'm leaving 2 strands and start on the third one as the foundation for the next row of half hitches. I'm doing the same thing on the other side, and like I did a while ago, I'm not gonna do a whole half hitch, I'm just gonna do half of it. For the third row of double half hitch knots, I'm going to skip 4 strands and use the 5th strand as the foundation, and doing the same thing on the other side. Now on this part, I'm doing a berry knot, which is basically just 4 square knots rolled onto itself. So once you completed the 4 square knots, you just grab the 2 strands, insert it on the top loop, and then close it up with 1 square knot. We are almost done, and I'm just adding few scrap cords for the tail. And then I'm adding 2 berry knots on the sides to make it 3. Now if you notice that some of the strands in the middle are short, it's because I'm going for an irregular or scraggly look. If you want a more uniform tail, then you can measure about 80 to 90 inches of cord to make it longer, and so that you'll have enough space to do a V shape or a U shape. And then I just finished it off with random barrel knots. And as you can see, the top and the bottom ones are more uniform than the middle one, is because of the measurement of the cord. Well, I hope you enjoyed the video, and if you like it, please give it a thumbs up. Subscribe if you haven't already, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye!